in this dark and troubled mind. And I know time you should dare to take this walk with me. We're so together hand in hand, I am so through all the time. Now I'm content with your voice as you color me out across the wide land. And there's a heaven I feel when you speak to me that fills me with desire. You are my rock and the free wind that carries me over the miles to me by your side. You are the reason there's that smile in the morning. You truly brighten my life. You are my soul's true inspiration when the world is so cluttered and I can't find my way. I make a promise through years of dedication. I make this vow to you, renew it every day. And I apologize for these desperate acts, 'cause I love you endlessly. You are the warmth that blankets over me in this dark and troubled time. And I know through time you should dare to take this walk with me. We're so together hand in hand, heart and soul. All time. I make that vow to you, renew it every day. I apologize for these desperate acts, 'cause I love you endlessly. You are the warmth that blankets over me in this dark and troubled time. And I know through time you should dare to take this walk with me. We're so together hand in hand, heart and soul, through all time. So much more than a moment, you are everything I have. Thank you. A song called You Are My Rock. Yeah.
You like that?
Yes.
Oh, that was that.
Yeah, I know. You can't tell I'm wigging out over the equipment failure.
No. Ooh, better not have.
It did. I know it did. Back in what year was that? The Clintonian era. There was it was an amazing time because there was so much political stuff going on. Detroit was a hotbed during that time. It was very fast moving. It was full of vim and vinegar, crazy. Just music was top notch. Every place it seemed like all the homes were lived in, and it was just a fabulous place during that time, during the Clinton administration. Not that that had anything to do with it, but the unions definitely still had a hold on Detroit. And I remember the harshest thing of all in Detroit was you never knew if somebody that was a writer was going to show up where you played. And sometimes it was a good thing. It was one time for me, but the other thing was that if the higher up you got, the more they paid attention to your butt.
So it was kind of freaky to see what was happening to all those people that were really making it in the world, because the press was eating it up. And if you look back through centuries of newspapers, they did it back then too. Only now it's more intense because they got cell phones and all that to communicate with. But anyway, this is a song I love. I hope it comes across okay. It's called A Face Through a Window.
Walking you round twilight streets, a face through a window is watching me. Holding you neath the shadow of trees, a face through a window is staring. Though I can't really see it, I feel it, I know that it's out there, coaxing me, prodding me, intent on my turning around, looking up there. A face through a window is watching, a face through a window is staring, a face through a window coaxing me, face through a window. Upon me, I'm done with getting serious, like when you're telling me, hey, I was only fooling around, yet just when I thought I could take it one more time, you're teasing me, squeezing me, then you're telling me I always stood there watching you drown, like I was always cutting you down. But I never put out so much love in my life, it's oh so pathetic. I never spent so much time pent strife, but she didn't get it. Her words like to cut it, slash it, as swift as a knife, a scalpel in full swing, leaving me to bleed face first on the ground. I lift my head up to look around, a face through a window, it's always watching me back through a window, staring me down, face through a window, and it's coercing me down. One dark macabre love affair, in a veil of sorrow I'm riding. My reasoning's gone delirious, in a shriek I cry out, hey, where am I supposed to turn now? This creature, a bird of prey, swooped in and has me fast, squeezing me, teasing me, talons are cutting deep, dragging me low to the ground. My body couldn't utter a sound, but I never put up such a fight in my life. It's oh so pathetic. Still I never spent so much time bent in strife, and I won't soon forget it. The words slash and cut it, slash it, be swift as a knife, a scalpel in full swing, leaving me to bleed face first on the ground. I lift my head up to look around, the face through a window, it's always watching me back through a window, staring me down, face through a window, and it's the worst thing in that I go. Hell, I never spent so much time pent strife, but she didn't get it. Her words like a cut, a slash, as swift as a knife, a scalpel in full swing, leaving me to bleed face first on the ground. I lift my head up to look around, the face through a window, it's always watching me face through a window, staring me down, face through a window. Face through a window.
window. Just a little something. Thanks for listening. I'm going to try something with my background stuff. And oh no. You missed out on Face Through a Window. In my mind, my friends are my greatest critics, and I'm scared shitless. Sorry. I just have to set the volume first, so just give me a second.
We're going to figure out how to phrase that.
She's remembering. Remember? Under. I got one. Higher.
On. Well, and yourself.
Under. You always have to take the one from the outside. See? Yeah. So did you have did you find the later? Yeah.
That sounds good.
Volume or is it too loud? I've been holding out for more than any woman, any love could ever be for me. And I found myself believing there would never be a place for me in a world that seems so cruel. Well, I could play the fool. Now I feel this cold uncertainty. But loving you has changed my life around. Now I'm close to you, there's that point of view with the dread they never found in me. It's a love that's deep inside, one where I can bear the high. There's a cool wind dancing through the air tonight, been shuffling, rustling all those leaves outside my door, just like that autumn moon. Hey, I'm floating with the light. So beam your love down to me, 'cause that's what I'm living for. When you come around, sweet honey, I'm reaching out for more, reaching out for more. Yeah, it's that sweet, sweet loving feeling. Yeah, keeps me reaching out. Oh yeah, keeps me reaching out. So I'm holding out for the best that I can. Think, baby, it's been you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So before you turn and slip away in the quiet of the night, mere words could quite express the love I feel for you. I'd like a little of your time, baby, just to speak my peace of mind. When this world is not so cruel, I won't have to play the fool. It would surely be a crime for me. Oh, baby, can't you see that it wastes
live my life so carelessly. When I'm holding you, it's that love that's true, the thirst from deep inside of me. It's a love that can't be found without the likes of you around my town. Sometimes I hurt so much when I'm close to you. It's when the pain of lost romance comes creeping through my mind, just like that bad seed I wanna toss you to the wind. So wrap your love around me, 'cause it's what I'm asking for. I'm not afraid of running, I'm just reaching out for more. Oh, baby, your love down to me, 'cause it's what I'm living for. When you come around, sweet honey, I'll be reaching out for more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before you turn and slip away in the quiet of the night, slip me a word script quite express the love I feel for you. I'd like a little of your time, just to speak my peace of mind. With you this world is not so cruel, I won't have to pay for more. There's a cool wind dancing through the air, and shuffling, rustling all those leaves outside my door, just like that autumn moon. Hey, I'm glowing with delight. So baby, your love down too, 'cause that's what I'm living for. When you come around, sweet honey, I'll be reaching out for more. I'll be your love down too, 'cause that's what I'm living for. When you come around, sweet honey, I'll be reaching out for more. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, good job.
I forgot it goes back to the last verse. Oh. Well, anyway, good evening. And it's fun to pull stuff out of my hat that, you know, being away so long and knowing there's people I know that haven't heard any of this stuff before is kind of cool. So I'm geeking. I'm going to try another one with the background. Just one more of those, you know. I had come home for a short time just to visit with friends and back in '85, and I had the chance to attend my parents' 50th anniversary, so it was before then. Anyway. But this song was written about that kind of stuff, playing in all the old haunts, especially like back at the Pequog Hotel when I first learned to play guitar. The country guys let me sit in or, you know, take a couple of songs, and it just was like everything that built who I became later, so it's kind of neat. Anyway.
the long road. Secret of two lovers in the night. For a long while she'd been living for the wild side. In a short time she'd be sleeping up all the day. She came to my life when I needed someone to hold. In the dead of the night, when those shadows were fading, our stories were told. Oh, crude romantic tales of the long road. Secrets of the love lost and sad. With all those deep regrets we tried so hard to lose, behind the fear in our eyes, with desperate flight on the rise, we knew we had to choose between those secrets and the love we tried to hide. Her eyes reached out to me through those bright stage lights, an angel through the thick curtain of the nightlight, came dancing, dancing and whirling through the smoke-filled air, surrounded by spaces who never knew the love she'd been denied. And those secrets are our sensations of the real world, yeah. With all those secrets, we weren't just strangers till the night. Yeah, enraptured eyes, wrapped so deep in her emotion, calling love now to enfold her. She'll be deep in dreams once again. Came to her life at a time when she needed someone to hold. In the dead of the night, when moon shadows were waning, our stories were told. Oh, crude romantic tales of the long road. All those secrets of the love lost remain, with no deep regrets of our passion fever, so far beyond deceptions that cause tears, the heart and cold as stone. I pray that night would never leave her alone. Through all those secrets, a tear falls freely through the air, then flies mystically away, gliding straight to another time. But love is the answer to all things. Beyond those secrets of two lovers in the night. amongst those secrets of two lovers in the night. Those secrets, crude romantic tales of the long road, yeah. With all those secrets of the love, lust, and sad.
Yeah, I'll lighten it up a little. And yeah, you're in luck. My harmonizer isn't working.
I love your regular voice.
That's fine. I'm good with that. But whatever gremlins crept into my stuff tonight, they left me standing. So anyway, I just think it's funny. Because, you know, you get dependent on things, or they become part of, like, your blood, and all of a sudden it just poops out on you.
She's going to have fun with that.
Whenever I sing this song, I have the video going on in my head, and it's pretty awesome because, well, it's called Don't Turn Away.
When I told you that I loved you, you didn't have to turn away. Still you did not burn it to this very day. The lines I used on you were cool and sassy. The life I offered upon it was cozy and classy. If you fell my way, baby, I'd have varnished your chassis with my love. Yeah, honey, with my love. So don't turn away when I know she heard me say it. Oh, that spike heel turned around on the dime. She turned and walked away. The sway of her skirt made a cool breeze tossing favors to the air. Yeah, baby, right on to the air. Well, the sea struck away like that and went shivering to the bone. To think that I'd be out here riding on my own. So don't turn away. No, don't turn away, child. For all those things you've taken from me, I can't give any more. So don't turn away. No, baby, you heard me say it before, I'll say it again. Don't turn away. No, no, no. I got nothing left to give, and I can't see that open door. I've got my own life to live, and I'm burning just what it's for. It's cold, hard deception, but it's suddenly a feeling. And this callous mind reflection comes ripping through the years. Truth of the matter is, you've driven off and it's reason for my tears. Yeah, baby, there just ain't no more tears. So don't turn away, when I know you heard me say it. Oh, that spike heel turn around on a dime. You turned and slipped away. The sway of your skirts made a cool breeze tossing papers to the air. Yeah, honey, right on to the air. Well, the sea struck away like that, and it would chill me to the bone. To think that I'd be out here riding on my own. Don't turn away, no, don't turn away, child. For all those shallow games we played, no one's winning anymore. So I love this music, and I love playing these gigs. But no one really gives a damn on play what you and me did. But I'm gonna sing about it, so let it ride and let it go. We'll hit that finale, girl. You know, it's the end of the show. We got to get it on the road, and we'll ride on our separate ways. Looks like the only way we got left. We got to get it on the road, and we'll ride on our separate ways. On a night we never bet, never bought, oh baby. We got to get it on the road, and we'll ride on our separate ways. Don't turn away. Oi, thank you, laddies and lassies. I had sent out a message that I was going to be playing here tonight, and one of my friends said, "Don't do Gibbon." But it's right here. It's right on the chin of my chin, on the edge of my chinny chin. Anyway. I love playing this song, but it sounds really cool with the harmonizer, but it ain't working, so I'm just going to apologize now for trying to do this by myself, but I love playing it. Here it goes. He was a mean individual. He had a heart like a bone. He was a natural crazy man, better off left alone. Well, he stopped one night at a traffic light when that light turned green. He was a mean individual, sprang the little limousine. Yeah. All the children on the street came running on the front doors, crying out the back doors, flying on them. They said, "Mama, oh, Papa, oh, see what I have seen." He was a mean individual, sprang the little limousine. Everybody came running, everybody said, "Lord, Lord," everybody was gunning. They're gonna give it up, every walk, and then let the siren and a flashing light. It was a mean individual, vanished in black all night. Hey, I wondered where to begin. Cause he left that neighborhood just like a rattlesnake shed its skin. Well, they searched the rooms, checked out the crews, and photographed that scene. He was a mean individual, living in a limousine. And everybody came running, and everybody said, "Lord, Lord," everybody was gunning. They're gonna give me up every walk. There's a siren and a flashing light. It was a mean individual, vanished in the black all night. Yeah, it was a mean individual, vanished in the black all night. Yeah, They wondered where to begin. He left that neighborhood just like a rattlesnake shed its skin. He searched the rooms, checked out the crews, and photographed that scene. All the mean individuals ran in the limousine. Stranded in the limousine. A little bit of Paul Simon.
And it was fine without the harmonizer.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, you should do that again.
Really, you got to, yeah. When I think about what I started with, a Shure Vocal Master PA, wind up with all this stuff that grows gremlins overnight. It grew gremlins on the way here. I don't know. The funny thing is, there's a book that goes with the pedal, and usually it's in the bag that I keep the pedal in, but for some reason the book disappeared. And I think it's a preset that was to the noise, low noise thing, and it is on high, so when I go to speak into it, it takes like a couple milliseconds before it actually comes in and goes through the microphone. And it's activated, and I don't know how to shut it off. I must have stepped on the pedal too long. There's a lot of neat history about having left here and getting kicked to the street to play music in Detroit. And I used to play on the street corner a lot. When I first got there, I used to play on the corner of San Antoine and Monroe. It was Greektown in Detroit. And all the songs that I had learned from the old days were what kind of got me by. Stuff that I played with Topo, stuff that I played with Brian. And it was kind of neat because, you know, I was standing on a granite staircase that went up about this high. And I would stand about halfway up, and right across the street there'd be lines of people waiting to get in these restaurants, just lines of them. So it was pretty awesome to be able to use that as a mark, so to speak, to actually pull out some cash so I could survive. You know, the great thing was that I was playing out there in sometimes below freezing weather, and people would be coming by and stopping and talking, dropping coins. And I actually got hired from there in the most desperate times to play in a mall down in Southgate, and it started me on a roll. But anyway, I'm just going to do a couple of songs from that point in time.
will speak your name. But as if you still can and you're still there. But I said, don't, baby. But my mama said, don't, child. Oh, I said, don't try to get yourself elected. Yeah, you tell. Cause if you do, sooner or later you're gonna have to cut your long, 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 long hair. Yeah. Let her be, still be hair. Let her be hair. You know what a pig? The bigger, the less that down time. Such a long, long, long time. Yeah, but back on the top. Before it's been a long time coming. It's gonna be a long, such a long time coming. Yeah, but you know that I've said the darkest hour. I said, always, don't break just the dawn. Yeah. And that appears to be hell on. And it appears to be hell on. Know what appears to be hell on. Such a long, long, long time. It's been a long, long time. There's been a few songs that I carried with me for a really long time over the years that became part of pretty much everything that I did out there. Like tonight I opened with New Orleans, city of New Orleans, and that was just, to me, that was like the best song besides There's a Young Cowboy. I love that song, but I don't think I brought it with me tonight. But and I love playing it, I love singing it because it sounds so bloody fat on the 12 string. But Annie was with me this year that I really missed you guys. I missed the harmony, and it was driving me crazy. The whole thing was, you know, I saw the movie Rent, and it just made me crazy again. So she was with me and watched me blow through probably, I don't know, it was a long time, hours and hours and hours of writing this next piece called Crest. I want to share it with you. I don't do it without the effects much, because the harmony is so integral, but it sounds pretty cool without it too. So. Everything I've been pushing searching for, and everything I might want to know. Everything I've been trying to say lately, blocking the sun from shining through. All of these dreams floating in and around me, making me not want to wake up with the morning. Casual placement in my night sweats, flooding the nights I'm walking through. All the times I tried to walk away from this path, so many times I tried to put it off away. Every day that sound is driving me insane inside. My heart, my head, my soul is welling up in a way. So what if this is my life now? I'm out on this edge, a wonderful world of madness and laughter, welling up from so far away. Here comes that monster right now, a rising sensation and magic so tragic, yet so true, it's deception to an unsuspecting soul. Yeah, when I walk along these waves in time, or dive into that riptide, just to challenge my life, well, I find myself out here in this solitude, and I'm the only trance that I am rising through. One perfect harmonic tempest, about to send me dancing up over the crest. Everything in my soul I could master, the click and talk through time, repeating and feeling the ultimate fancy, sea of singing myself blind. Nails on a chalkboard might bother some of my friends who are sensitive to sound. The silence of no harmony in my life shreds me like wind gusts whipping unkept sails. So many times I tried to go and put it all away again. Every day that sound is driving me more insane inside. I'm not my head, my soul is welling up in again. What if this is my life now? My mind's on the edge, a wonderful wall of magic and laughter, welling up from so far away. Here comes that monster right now, a rising sensation and magic so tragic, yet so true, it's deception to an unsuspecting soul. Yeah, when I walk along these waves in time, or dive into that riptide, just to challenge my life, I find myself out here in this solitude, and the only trance that I am rising through. One perfect harmonic tempest, about to send dancing out over the crest. Now, weight of my world put me anchored and rooted, noise-labored breathing, desperate cries, but blocking my ears so that nothing could get through, dwelling infinity of the skies. Washed up on the shore like flotsam and jetsam, I'm swimming in light, sailing back for more, crescendoing out across the blue-green glimmer refracting in my eyes. All the times I tried to sail away from this path, so many times I put this ruddy albatross away. Every day that sound is driving me insane inside. My heart and head, my soul is welling up in waves. So what if this is my life now? I'm out on the side, my head, you wonderful wall of magic and laughter, welling up from so far away. Here comes that monster right now, a rising sensation and magic so tragic, yet so true, it's deception to an unsuspecting soul. And when I walk along these ways, that I can rise and thrill. One perfect harmonic tempest about to send him dancing out over the creek. One perfect harmonic tempest about to send him dancing out over the creek. One perfect harmonic tempest about to send him dancing out over the creek. And the breakfast had a wait. The gales of November come splashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain. In the face of a hurricane was he says, fellas, why, it's been good. It's been rough to feed you. Sorry. I'm going to do that line over next time. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck. He says, fellas, why, it's still rough to feed you. At 7 p.m., the main hatchway caved in. He says, fellas, why, it's been good to know you. Captain wide in, he had water coming in, and that good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when its lights went out of sight, come the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. In the rooms of our ice-water mansion, old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays, they're sportsmen. And further below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send out. And the iron boats go, as those mariners all know, with the gale of November, remember. In a rusty cold hall in Detroit they pray, and the maritime sailors cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times. For each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald, and each family who come up and touch the bell and grab the rope and give it one good yank. And each family member will walk away in somber commemoration and dear remembrance. Well, the legend lives on the Chippewa, down of the big lake, they all get shaken. When the gale of November come early day.
Thanks. Thank you very much. But I can't go away without doing this song, so I'm going to do it. There was a time when I was playing at the old Shillelagh, and I used to go there to go to their open mic. And to feel part of it, I actually wrote a song, putting on my English because I did that song now, I'm stuck in it. So, and I use it as a string changing song for years and years and years. But the whole reason I wrote it was so that I could feel part of what was going on at the old Shillelagh, because it was one of the, you know, it was true Irish, and these guys knew everything, man. They said, you know, Gary, you need to learn some Irish songs. You'll be working all the time. And they were true. Yeah, so. Talk us not but a lad is fruit parched and dry. Fight was a long hard ride to Tilliman's Rye. The roadhouse sat warmly at the hillside cross, where pathways merged the highway swells of cartage wheels and road post owls acted yells. Sure of steppy strode, pride deep-rooted in his eyes, burning desire, an unquenchable fire for life his quest. To conquer by day or by night, this unholy world in a good light, never bearing a sailor's sword, never braving a shield. Tempting fate beyond all his girth could yield. Sure of steppy strode, pride deep-rooted in his eyes, burning desire, an unquenchable fire for life his quest. To conquer by day or by night, unholy world in a good light, never bearing a sword, never raising a shield, tempting fate beyond all his girth could yield. Drink it if you got it. I made it through anyway. There you have it. Yeah, I wrote that so I'd feel like part of the gang. But I got fired at the Renaissance Festival in 1984. And when I came back in 85, they wouldn't let us come in because we were trying to put a group together. We were getting standing ovations at the old show, and we wanted to all just team up so that we weren't just having to be spreading out and doing 20 shows a day. Instead, we'd only have to do like 5 or 6. But instead, we would meet and do 5 shows a day, and do 5 shows as well that we were contracted for, and still come back and do it. There was Artist the Spoon Man, this group. Anyway, one of the songs that became one of our hit pieces was a song called The Rat Man, and I'd like to share it with you. The rat, aye. A formidable creature feared by men throughout the ages. It seems that a tiny, little, minuscule flea became embedded in the rat's fur, biting the rat. The rat became rabid, rampant throughout the night, biting men, women, and children as they slept, never to awaken to the bright of day. So it was the beginning of the bubonic plague, the black death, if you will, and there was only one man who dared deal with those dastardly devils, quite quaintly put, called the Rat Man. Now this Rat Man is much akin to, or could be compared to, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Yes, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. He would come to town dressed in his finely colored, tattered patchwork clothing. That is what pied means, you know, fine colored patchwork. Playing sweet songs for all the children. It was believed by the children that through his merry playing and all their dancing about, that they together could simply make those rats disappear. This day, however, in the village of Hamelin, the elders knew better, for they waited in the shadows. They knew what that Rat Man, that Pied Piper, was about. He was there for one reason, and one reason alone. He was there to collect his due. That's right, the money that he was owed for slopping about night after night, chasing after those dastardly devils, the rats.
Aye. This day, however, he's playing in the market square. All the children have gathered round him there. The mayor, hearing the noise down below, popped open his charges and shouted out, "Fool of fools, if you expect us to believe that through all your merry playing and all the children's frivolous dancing, that you together can simply make those rats disappear, well then, let it be the gods who pay you, and not a man." And with that the Pied Piper put a coy smile upon his face, a sardonic look in his eye, and he began to play the sweetest of songs. The children danced and followed through the market square. They followed everywhere, down the roadway, through to the alleyway, out to the river, and over the bridge, never to be seen again. A song I share with you, and a tale to be remembered, entitled The Rat Man. And the carry-on in his wake. God rest his soul, he's the very man this world should not forsake. He wears the skins upon his back of every life he takes. And with his presence as he walks this land, the very earth of is buried deep in caverns dark and bare. When the sun cries, one can hear their cries through every market square. Dance and clatter, knowing chatter, every boat lay bare. And with the rising sun, a new day is born, they vanish through the air. So it's I take the Ratman and the carry-on in his wake. God rest his soul, he's the very man this world should not forsake. He wears the skins upon his back of every life he takes. And with his presence as he walks this land, the very earth will quake. Aye, it's a Ratman. Whoa, and he's coming to your town. Tales of the jaws of death, every word they speak lay pure. One searing bite in the pale moonlight, the child's demise is sure. One flash of white in the dead of night is the surly Ratman's lure. And the Ratman, in his curious way, is the only living cure. So it's I to the Ratman and the carry-on in his wake. God rest his soul, he's the very man this world should not forsake. He wears the skins upon his back of every life he takes. And with his presence as he walks in this land, the very earth doth quake. Aye, can you feel it war? It's those rats, this scurrying beneath your feet this very moment, aye, very deep within Mother Earth's crust, aye. Scratching, tearing, shrieking, sinking life beyond the mind. Those rats in mortal silence know no fear beyond that fire. So it's I to the rat and the carry on in his wake. For rest his soul, he's the very man this world should not forsake. He wears a skin to put his back of every life he takes. To this present as he walks in this land of area of swinging. Silence, but there was no fear within his heart. For those red-eyed, dead-eyed devils, with their lives he soon will part. And the carry-on fowl, the hawk and dove, will cry out for his soul. As those rats in frenzied madness, scurry home from up their hole. So it's I tell the rattler and the carry on in his wake. God rest his soul, he's a very man this world should not forsake. He wears a skin to put his back of every life he takes. Yeah, with his presence as he walks in this land of area of way. With his presence as he walks this land of the very It's a rattling noise. To the sound of the breezes that blow in, and I'm trying to ease to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low, yeah, and over. And that magic seems still whispering hush and over. Sound of moonlight seems to shine in your blood. Could I just have this last moon that dance with you? And I love you. Could I just make one more romance with you? My love, skip I can't wait till the morning has come. And I know now that the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run. When you come, my heart is waiting to make sure that you're never alone, yeah. There and then all my dreams will come true, dear. There and then I will make you mine, yeah. And every time I touch you, you just tremble inside. I know how much you want me that you can't hide. Could I just have this last room dance with you? I love you. Could I just make one more romance with you? My love, when my moon dance with you, baby, I hear my moonlight. Well, magic night, in my moonlight, baby, shut up, skip out of the thing, skip over the yet on with all the stuff. And that magic seems to whisper and hush and all that. Some of the rain seems to dance in your blood. Just how this last one dance with you. Oh, I love you. Could have just made one more romance with you, oh my love. Oh, moonlight when you be there. Oh, and the moonlight. When the moonlight and the moonlight, baby, yeah. With them, okay, I just got the one more down. We can keep not having yeah, right now, baby, Thanks for listening.